Hey guys, this is Nate from Rev23. Today we're going to talk about cloud backups of your release forms that get signed from your Wacom or ePad signature pad. People ask us all the time, is there cloud backup in Tattoo Management Studio? And the answer is no. There's a couple reasons for that. One, we can't really handle the bandwidth that you guys would take up uploading your backups to us, every day, because those backups get really large. So we don't really back those up to the cloud. What you should be doing is storing those on an external backup. Tattoo Management Studio can do that all automatically for you, every day or even every hour if you want. Or it'll take a backup and put it on your external hard drive. If you're not doing that right now, you absolutely should be. And I would say pause this video, go to Target, go to Amazon, whatever, get an external hard drive and make sure you've got that set up. So, but what we can do is we can kind of separate the release forms that get signed into their own little backup scheme. So they get backed up with the database, but we can also back them up independently of that. The reason you might want to do that is even if you're backing up your database regularly, like every hour, there could be a small gap where, from the last time that you took a backup to where you might have to restore to that point, you may have done a couple tattoos in that point, or in that time. So you want to make sure to get those covered. So what we're going to do here is configure Tattoo Management Studio to dump these files onto our hard drive, and then we're going to let OneDrive, which is just built right into Windows 10, upload those right to the cloud. So we're going to use OneDrive here, but you of course could use DropBox or Google Drive or whatever it is you want to use. So let's go ahead and dive in here. You're going to want to go as administrator to log in. So let's go ahead and log in, and we're going to go to Configuration and My Studio, and then we're going to hit the Options tab, and then we're going to hit the Signature Pad tab. So there's a couple options here to pay attention to. By default, when somebody signs one of your release forms, it just gets stored as consentform.pdf right in that service record. And it's just kind of, isolated to that record, so it doesn't really matter what the file name is. But since we're going to be storing those as a large collection right on the file system, it makes sense to kind of give this, a more specific name. So we're going to choose something here that, gives us some details on what the service type was, what the person's name was. So let's go ahead and set that, and then we need to turn on the auto export consent forms feature. So this is what's actually going to, once that release form gets signed, it's going to store it in the database like it always has, but it's also going to dump it on the hard drive. So let's pick a location, and here we're just going to pick OneDrive, and then we're going to make a new folder. We'll just call it Rev23 consent forms. And then we've got a couple other options to kind of control what that folder structure looks like. So you could have a subfolder created within that folder for each service type, tattoo, and then each individual piercing. Or you can put in a service date as well, so it kind of groups all of those by date. Or you can do both of them. We're going to put in a couple dashes here. So the format codes, you can actually find a lot of information about this on our documentation at help.rev23.com. You can look up those date time format codes for if you want to customize this more, but right now it's going to put it in a 4-digit year, 2-digit month, and then a 2-digit date. So let's save this, and let's go do a service real quick. I'm just going to put in the minimum amount of stuff I need to, just to make this video move along. Let's see, female, let's make her at least 18. And let's save that off. And let's select tattoo and a person to do it. So let's go ahead and sign the release form. So this will send it over to the Wacom pad. And I'm going to accept that, and newsletter. So I'm going to sign. It doesn't really look like anything, and hit OK. So let's go ahead and hit OK here. So the release form has been generated at this point. So if we go to the attachments, we'll see that we've got our release form just like it always looks. So that's perfect. So let's go ahead and save this. And now let's go check out OneDrive. Actually, let's look at it on our hard drive. So here's the Rev23 consent forms folder that we created. And then here's the date, so 12/11/2015. And there it is. So let's look at it here. So same release form, same exact file. And let's go look at it on OneDrive. It should be uploaded. And there it is. So here's our folder, subfolder, and here's the release form. So if we open this up, looks just like it did. So as you can see, this kind of gives you an extra layer of protection with your release forms. One other cool thing you could do with it is if your health inspector ever needed to come in and need access to your release forms, you could just share that folder out from OneDrive or DropBox to them, and they could just dig through whatever they need to find without hogging up your computer. So like I said, we don't really do cloud backups of the database because those backups get really large. Some people do use Carbonite or something for the actual database itself. The issue there is, by the time that database would get uploaded, it's potentially several days out of date. So I don't really recommend going that route. But this gives you an extra layer of protection with just your release forms. And then absolutely be storing your backups on external hard drives. Like I said, if you're not doing that, please go do that right now. So I hope you guys like this feature, and hope the video turned out all right. This is the first time I've ever done one live, all in one take. So if it goes well, I can start cranking these out a little bit quicker. So if you like the feature and you turn it on and start using it, please let us know, because we love hearing your stories and love hearing how you're using the software. Have a great day.